What's up, y'all? I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on how I'm doing my bases for the Necron warriors. So what we're going to do is nice and easy. We're going to start with the Grelin Earth, which is technical paint from GW. And what I've noticed about this is you really got to get it on there. Okay, nice clump like this, and we'll start to just kind of move this stuff around here. You got to really get a nice thick coating of it, so make sure you get a nice coating, big clump of it. I'm actually running out, but get it on there because it will crack and will look awesome. But if you put it on too thin, it's extremely, the cracks are so small and they don't come out good. So don't worry about saving it. Just get as much as you can, lump it on there. And what I noticed too is if you get little raised areas, okay, it gives it a real crack. So you'll have the thinner areas will be very spiderweb cracked, and then the bigger ones have bigger cracks, so it looks really good. So that's really nice. Random. I'm gonna let this sit for about I'll probably do it overnight. I got a bunch of other base I'm gonna do, but this is basically the first process on it. Get it nice and thick. If you can see that, it's really on there thick. Alright, so we're gonna let it sit, see what it is, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the bases done. They came out really nice, and what I really like about it is if you look, this one here has got a lot of cracking and stuff, and it's kind of symmetrical. But then you see the other ones, there's big cracks and little cracks and big cracks and little cracks, and everything is kind of different. Here I actually did it twice. I put the little cracks on, then I put a little extra on top to make these big cracks here, and I really like the way it came out. The crackle is really good. This one here, I'll try to bring it up. This one here, right here on top, if you can see it, it's got some little raised things there, and the cracks are all different. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. What I did was, this is just a cigar box, and I put some masking tape and put it on there. It's easy to work with. Now here's the trick. It was so fragile. They were flaking off. This one here I kind of played with a little bit, and some of the flakes came off. So what I did was I grabbed some of the Minotaur and I put the flat coat on, and it sealed it. So right now it's sealed. So I like it. I like the way it looks, but I'm not going for this brown color. I'm going to make it a gray because we're going to put the snow base on top of it. So I thought that the gray would look good with the Necrons. So that's the next step. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going with the Minotaur and my airbrush, and we're doing using charred stone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just base it with the charred stone and move on from there. Okay, so this is it after airbrushing it, and I put a high gloss coat on it. Now I know it's going to be not a glossy base, but just to seal it up, make sure all the stuff is sealed and it won't come off. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take some of this rainy gray and do a little quick dry brush on it to kind of lighten it up. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good, lighting it up, and it's not shiny. Then we're going to hit it with the Misty Gray Last Color, just to make it a little bit, really bring out the highlights on the top. And it is obviously lighter. Okay, so now that this is done, I think it came out pretty good. I like it. There's a little chip in there that came off, but you know what? It doesn't really matter because you're not going to see it. So what you're going to do is this, okay? Grab some good old-fashioned Elmer's school glue or any PVA glue, you know, whatever you want to call it. Elmer's is the old standard in this household. Grab a little bit on your brush. Now, get an old brush that you don't mind throwing out because I've done this a few times and the brushes are destroyed. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of put it where I would want the snow. Just kind of load it up. And I'm putting it in the empty areas. I don't want to do too much in the... I made all this nice dry brushing and the cracked earth and whatnot. And I want to put it in the places where there isn't. So just a few, you know. You play with it, you put it where you want. Now here's the cool part about the white glue, the PVA glue, the Elmer's glue. The stuff that doesn't stick to it, the baking soda that doesn't stick to it, it looks like it is ice or melted ice that was melted and then re-iced itself or got refrozen, I'm sorry. And just do that. So that's pretty good. I'm going to use that. Now, what I'm doing is I just got some cheap America's Choice baking soda. So what I did was I put it in this little container here because you can reuse it. And you just kind of sprinkle it. Just sprinkle it where you need it. Okay, I'm not going too crazy on this, but I want to make sure it's covered. So like anything else, I like to do it, go overboard a little bit. Alright, so we are totally covered. So now, if you read the instructions on the glue, it says let it sit for about an hour to 2 hours. I'm just going to leave this overnight. So what I'm going to do is kind of clean up a little bit, leave this overnight, and then when we come back, I'll knock the sand off, knock the snow off or the baking soda off, and then we'll get to the last step. Okay, so through the miracle of cinematography, it's been a day later. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of tamp this off. There we go. All right, so far so good. I'm liking the way it comes out. And what's really nice is whatever's left over, as far as the glue is concerned, it kind of looks like ice, or you know, ice that's been there. So you can get a little bit extra off, and it looks like the ice that's been on the underneath the snow, or the ice melted a little bit and then refroze. So it looks pretty good. So we've got one more step and then we'll fix it up. Okay, so the last step is I'm going to take a little bit of Minotaur out of the satin gloss here, and what I'm going to do is get it on the brush, and I'm just going to dab it nice and easy on the outsides here. And you got to really load up the brush and just dab it on there. And what that'll do is it'll kind of seal it, but also, like I said, it's going to make the make it look like it's melting. So there's a little bit of ice and whatnot. Okay, so here's the finished product, guys. The one in the middle, this is the one I was working on, and that's the base right there. And I'm pretty happy with it, and I chose a few others. This guy right here, the earth came out really, really nice. I like the way it came out, you know, with the chipping and everything, and then it's a little bit more snow. So he is kind of the standing there with the snow that hasn't melted too much. And then this guy here has a lot more snow in it too, very bright and whatever. But like I was saying, when you use the PVA glue, it gives it a nice little effect where it looks like it's a little slushy, or like the snow is melted maybe in the snow, and then, or somebody walking on it, and then it freezes over again. So if you ever had a winter where, you know, you got the slush on the side and then the temperature drops, and there you go, you got the slushy, icy, leftover residue. That's what it seems like, and I like it. I like the blasted earth. I really liked using that the Agrelian earth, and it just made it look good with a little bit of dry brushing, some of the baking soda and whatnot. You can get a good effect. And what I've noticed is when you base your models, it puts them all together. So it's not just you have a great paint job and then you kind of just throw some stuff on the base. I think when you go to extra yard to do the base, it really puts it together, ties it together, and shows that how much love and work that you put into these models. So I hope I've helped you with this little tutorial, and it was great fun for me to do it, and thank you very much for watching. And if you like this, just give me a quick thumbs up, and also check out, we got some other videos, some more Necron builds, and some other stuff that we've done. So please like, rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you Wargamers later.